All right, there's some negative Nancy's out there. People who can't handle the pullback, people who can't handle the dip. Ilio Trades is a trusted beacon of light in this chaotic storm of negativity. And in this video, I want to bring to you his thesis on how he thinks this cycle still really hasn't begun yet, as well as his token holdings and one token that has caught my eye from this list and why. So let's jump into our beacon of hope, Ilio Trades. He says, I can't even summarize how early we are. This isn't even the pre-cycle. The cycle's mum isn't even pregnant. The cycle's dad is still 4 years old. The Big Bang has not even happened yet. The cycle's Cardano holders don't even have cuck chairs. We have 4 billion years left. Now, I don't know if he's being hyperbolic here. I'm just kidding. Of course, he's being hyperbolic, but this was tweeted 2 days ago. And his thesis is that we're not just going bullish, but we're going super cycle. Make no mistake, when I say super cycle, I mean super cycle with Trump, with his bling. Of course, his token and his protocol is called Super, and so he's making the Superverse sort of integration here. Trump all blinged out with the nice teeth. Now, there's a couple of really strong tweets by Ilio that made me sort of shift my mindset. The one I'm about to read after this, but this one's going to set it up for you. He says, the funniest part is, Bitcoin dominance continuing to grind up means it's actually the super cycle. And we're like, well, what does that mean? And why does Bitcoin dominance impact how high our altcoins and our tiny microcap bags are going to fly? Well, this is the strongest tweet that I've seen this week. He says, the reason no Altseason yet is Bitcoin holders have a much better reason to expect higher prices. That is key. Until they feel the trend is overextended, they won't slam the rotation. So if you guys remember the little chart where you see Bitcoin goes up first, then Ethereum and Solana are the layer ones, and then the mid-cap altcoins, maybe the blue chip AI tokens, and then the mid-chips, and then the tiny micro-cap, absolute terrible Doge dashes of last cycle, which hit the $1 billion market cap. You'd start with Bitcoin going up, and then liquidity will flow down that chart. But the liquidity won't flow down that chart, Ilio is inferring, and most people take for granted, until Bitcoin has done most of its gains. Because if you're thinking Bitcoin might hit $300,000 because of the Trump administration, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, the money supply going up, you don't really have a strong incentive to get out of Bitcoin yet because you think there still could be a nice 2x in there. But say we pop up to 180 grand or 250 grand of Bitcoin, and now you're like, oh, I mean, are we even going to get a 2x more out of it? Like best case scenario? Maybe not. And so then you feel like the Bitcoin trend is overextended, and then you start slamming that rotation down into the mid caps, and that's where you see those 100x altcoin returns. And when it happens, it will be generational. 10th inning, which is he put into his name over here on Twitter. And I think that's, I don't know what the 10th is. I haven't actually looked into that. But I think he's talking about the 10th inning is going to be the super cycle, the thing that goes absolutely crazy. How high does he think it could go? Well, have a look at this. The most painful outcome is Bitcoin continually repeats this pattern of multi-month chop followed by mega expansion, all the way to $1 million a coin, which would be pretty insane. And there is no real bear. Again, he's going to be hyperbolic and he's exaggerating to try and anchor people high, but I mean, it's not a 0% chance. That's nothing to trade on, but it's refreshing to see Ilio on the timeline, who is super bullish, even though a lot of people are starting to get skeptical and starting to sell their bag and move back into their mums and dads' places. Ilio reassures us, people who don't believe in Altseason are pretty much saying this time is different, which, if you know the classic saying, it's never different. He says, when it never is different, Valhalla awaits. And then he tweeted out here a response to Raj Gokal, who said slowly then all at once, which he talks about the meme coins, the dog memes, the cat memes, celebrity memes, the AI agents into the Trump coin, and then into real utility, even though they're going to be overinflated and people like Murad say they're their own meme coins in a way anyway, but there's actually utility, the AI tokens, the gaming tokens, which Ilio is the most bullish on. And he says $10 trillion, talking about the total market cap of all of crypto, which I believe it's sitting at about 3.3 last time I checked, but it's probably pulled back to about $3 trillion. Which means there's $7 trillion to enter the market, and we just want a small slice of that pie, maybe 1/10 of a trillion. That's all we need, just $100 billion, and we'll happily move on with our lives. He talked about others. So $others is the ticker symbol of the altcoins, and it just broke a 3-year trend line. Now this is actually back in late November, early December. But he says altcoins are about to go vertical over an extended time period. He believes altcoins are not going to miss out on this cycle. Now, I don't know if this is new. It's funny. Sometimes I will notice something on Twitter from one of the influencers that we track or follow, and I'll be like, oh, that's brand new. And I'll hit up my brother, Tristan, the lead researcher inside Inner Circle, and be like, oh, did you see this? And he's like, you literally made a video on that like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, did I? Okay, cool. But I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about this, and I'm pretty sure this is new. I mean, Ilya's got a new bio, he's got a new name, and he's now got what Becker has, and I think Luke Belmar has as well, a bit.ly link with his disclosures, his affiliated tokens and positions. I mean, inside of our Inner Circle, we talk about Ilya's full portfolio, but here are the ones that Ilya officially puts out on his Twitter page. He's, of course, got this large, drawn out, very wordy, not as wordy as Becker's. I believe Becker's is 2 pages, basically being like, we're all going to lose money. Don't copy trade. Don't buy what he buys. Crypto is risky. We don't need to go over that 100 times. We all know it. None of us are taking the advice as it is, and we mostly will lose money. But it's there if you want to go and read into that and analyze it more. What most of us are here for are what tokens is Ilya currently associated with. And of course, you've got the big ones. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Coinbase stock, Akash, Immutable X, Avalanche, all the way to there. They're basically layer ones and really big blue chips in the gaming infrastructure. You've got Cedarfy, which is sort of this first sign of a small chip. We can actually just pull up Cedarfy. I haven't seen it in a long time. And we can see how they're doing. They had a strong pullback down to $1.50 at 148 million fully diluted. So that's an interesting token because they're a launchpad, and Ilya is convinced that gaming is going to be a narrative in this cycle, despite what everybody else, or the mainstream, are saying is like, no, this is the AI cycle, it's not gaming. Ilya and Becker both think that gaming is going to have its day in the sunshine. Celestia, which I just saw in preparation for this video, Ilya sold. So he's no longer affiliated with Celestia. Mog is his big meme coin hold. Pepe is another big meme coin. AOS, big market cap AI infrastructure. Desync, which is Becker and CryptoGod John's top bag. I think it's actually CryptoGod John's second biggest bag behind OXO, but that is basically becoming the blue chip of the AI world. Beam, which is the gaming infrastructure on Avalanche. Carrot, which is like the Disney of games at the moment. Super Champs, Treeverse, Monad, Nia, Citus Senate, Ton Station. I'm going to come back to Ton Station. Ready Games, Wilder World. So you can see these ones, even something like Moontropica. We can have a look at how big Moontropica is these days. So you can see that's had a strong pullback too, down to $8 or a $30 million market cap, when at the peak there, it was over $100 million market cap. So you can see that's actually 17. So it's about a 5x or maybe even a 6x down from all-time high. If you believe in Ilya's thesis, if you believe that we're going to go insanely super cycle, well, these are the tokens that Ilya thinks are going to do extremely well. And Moontropica, down a 6 times from all-time high, is the way to match Ilya's results in this next bull market. Pengu, the new Pudgy Penguins token, meme coin essentially, that launched abstract. Pudgy Penguins, that's the NFT project I think he's talking about. And then he's got his AI tokens, Parallel, Vertical, Neural, Hash, Talbot, Doge, massive meme coin, and Gunzilla, one of the big AAA sort of games in gaming, which again, Ilya is betting on that. The one that I wanted to point out, the one that caught my eye the most, was the one I said I'd come back to, Ton Station here. Becker was extremely bullish on Ton Station. I've watched Ilya's breakdown on Ton Station and how it was the #1 app inside the Ton App Store, inside of Telegram. And Ilya actually helped launch it through, I believe, Superverse, and he is extremely bullish on it. Now, I checked out Ton Station because we've covered it a couple of times recently here on the channel. Their token is Soon, and the meme will soon take over the world. Premium Telegram game distribution platform. Ton Station Labs joined for gaming news. They're actually from Melbourne, Victoria, which is where I was originally from, and 1.2 million followers, which is pretty insane. Now, what market cap is such a massive token currently sitting at? Well, Ton Station, Soon, on the Ton network, which is probably why it's not going crazy well, because a lot of people don't even know how to buy tokens on the Ton network, launched, and it launched at a $33 million market cap, and it's been sideways and down because it's in the gaming niche, and we've had some market pullbacks recently. It's currently sitting at just a $7.8 million market cap, and I know Ton Station, being a KOL, have started to think about reaching out to more KOLs to start pushing their brand and start making the revamp, especially if the gaming run is going to come as Ilya thinks it will. Now, lastly, Ilya leaves us with some cool life advice, because I don't know if you've seen Ilya's videos from last cycle versus this cycle. He is in shape, his skin looking good, he's looking healthy, and he seems to be taking his health and his life really seriously. And he left us with this really cool post about how he's dedicated to his physical health and his marriage. And without it, he would be really burned out. You can come read this full post. I won't read it to you, but he talks about being balanced. He talks about going outside, and he says he's been in crypto for 25% of his life, which is absolutely insane. But if you feel totally burned out, it's a good idea to check in on the basics. What is your body fat like? Are you over 20% body fat? How is your sleep going? There's going to be more senders when you wake up. The market will have crazy moments again, but you have to play the endurance game to be there for it. So make sure you're looking after yourself, your sleep, your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, and soul, because they're going to give you endurance and stamina to be here for the long-term gains and not sell your bags before we go absolutely exponential. And if you want to do it together, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video.